Well, hello there. It has been an age since I've made a video, but I'm going to be trying to make at least 1 or 2 videos a week from now on. As you know, I've been very busy, but I have got a little bit of time now where I can get back into making some videos, finally. I have been going through hell trying to get back into making my videos, and I've finally got time where I can actually start making some videos again. So my plan is that I'm going to be trying to do at least 1 video a week, and that's going to be from reaperminiatures, and it's going to be mainly from their metal range, because their metal range is my favourite. But there's also a reason why, and that is, as you know, I play Warhammer. So what I'm going to do is, because of the Reaper miniatures have such a fantastic range of metal miniatures, I'm going to try to utilise the metal miniatures in my Warhammer games. So like today I'm going to be painting Trezzna. This is the Minotaur from Reaper, and we're going to mount him onto a Warhammer 40mm base, which I can then use for my Beastmen army for Warhammer. So that's what we'll be doing today, but also I wanted to talk about other videos I'm going to be doing. I'm hoping to get it so we get up to 2 videos a week, so we'll have our Reaper miniatures, but I'm also hoping to paint my Warhammer miniatures and make videos of all my Warhammer. But we've also got Mantic Games. I've also got a couple of sponsors from China who want me to do some 3D printing with their new resins. So I'm waiting for these resins to come through in the post. It could be weeks or months yet. Anything coming from China takes a long time. But I was very excited for this company to get in touch with me and ask me to try out their resins. So that's going to be a little bit of fun. So without further ado, I want to also thank all my supporters that have kept with me over all this time I've been away. Like you've probably seen, I've been doing shorts videos, and I'll still do the short videos, but I want to get back into doing these videos where I talk to you face to face, and I can show you the miniatures I love and paint, and give you hints and tips on what I'm doing and how I'm painting these miniatures. Now you can take inspiration from what I do. All my painting is tabletop standard. There's nothing super special, but it's something I love doing, so I enjoy sharing what I do with you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. Now I'm going to be painting Trezzna today, so what I'll do is I shall get him stuck to this 40mm base. I'll clean off the metal, I'll give him a good clean, and what I've got here is I've got my mixed sand from the beach, which got some shells in it, some little stones, and I'll get that based, and we'll come back once he's based and primed and ready to paint. Okay then, so we've got our base coat on, and the base is all dry, and it looks looking good already. Now what I've got some olive skin, which I'm going to start dry brushing over the whole of the skin areas and the fur. So we'll make a start there. Just got my tissue, I'm taking some of the paint off, and I'm just going to go over all the highest areas and building up a lighter top coat. Always get your dry brushing done first on all your miniatures. And it doesn't matter then, you can go over the rest of the miniature, and if you've got any mistakes you can paint over nice and easy. So all we're doing is we're trying to get a nice skin tone for our Minotaur, and then we can lighten it up, and we'll add a little ink wash over the skin areas as well later. That will give a nice definition to the skin. Nice. Okay, I am going to, while that's drying, I'll just give my brush a wash. While that's drying, we shall paint in the bronze areas. I got some bronze paint there. I'm just going to add that to the palette. And I got some brush. This is a green stuff wool brush. A very nice little set. Just a cheap versions. I've been buying some paint brushes from Temu. So I'm going to probably make a video in the future on the Temu brushes to see if they're any good. I haven't tried them yet. They've got some dry brushes from Temu and some ordinary paint brushes, and I mean they cost a couple of pounds, so even if they're rubbish, they're not going to break the bank, are they? So if they're any good, then Brucey bonus for us, eh? So just quickly painting over the bronze areas, and we'll do his belt as well. Yes, it's been a long time since I've been able to really get back into enjoying the painting. Like I say, my life has been very, very busy, so it's amazing how things change. It can be quite difficult. It's just finding the time to make all these videos. Now I've made myself so I've got a little bit more time now, so it works out a lot better. So I am really hoping to make 2 videos a week. If I can make 2 videos a week, I will be absolutely over the moon. Like I say, I want to stick with making a Reaper as well, but I want to do lots of Warhammer videos, using these miniatures from Reaper for my Warhammer. So it'll actually mean that I can still paint my lovely metal Reaper miniatures, but make use of them in my games. Like I say, I'm still waiting on the Dungeon Dwellers Kickstarter from Reaper Miniatures. That's the last Kickstarter I've backed from Reaper, and it is my last Kickstarter I'm ever going to back from any company, as Kickstarters are really annoying, where you're waiting years and years for your Kickstarter in some cases. I mean, even Reaper, we were waiting 3 or 4 years for the last Kickstarter, and your life goes on, and it's just such a long time to wait. I mean, I've had family members die in the time I've been waiting waiting for a Kickstarter to come. You know, it is crazy. Friends and family pass away, and it's like, what? So it is a long time waiting for these Kickstarters, and also by the time you get the Kickstarter, you might not be into that hobby anymore. So that there is the drawbacks of backing Kickstarters. You do get a cheap collection of miniatures, mind you, but it's whether or not you want to wait all that time. And to be honest, with the way the world is now, it's all in a rush. Okay, so there's the bronze added. What we'll do now is I got some polished leather from MSP Paints, and we'll add that to the little loincloth he's got going there. Remember, when you clean your brushes, a very good point for cleaning your brushes is when you clean your brushes, always hold the brush and you get in your tip, so you get your tip back. So what you're doing, you've got the moist, and you just hold it between your fingers and just twist a little bit with your paint there with your brush, and you'll get that nice tip, and hopefully that'll stay nice for a long time. Okay, then let's move on. We got some polished leather. I've already given these a little buzz on my machine to give them a mix, so They should be ready to go straight from the pot. Like I said, I've added this little palette to my workstation so you can see all the different colours I'm using and how I'm mixing them. Now for the Minotaur, the loincloth there, we're going for the polished leather, but we don't want it super duper polished, so we will be adding a nice little ink wash to this afterwards. Simple enough. It's just for the loincloth. I'll probably give that another coat of paint over the top. It would be nice if I could keep it in focus, and I'm sorry if it's not in focus. There we go. Like I said, this is the first video I've made in a long time, so excuse me if it's all a bit naff. I will get back into the game again. Won't take me long, but what's happening, I've got a new setup, setting up my cameras and stuff, so I'm trying to get it so it's all working perfectly well. Okay, so I shall let that dry. What I'll do is I'm going to give the whole body a link wash with brown, and I'm going to dry brush the base with a lighter brown as well. So I'll let this dry and then I'll come back and do that for you. I added another coat of the old polished leather to the loincloth there. Now what I'm going to do now is I've got some pure white and some treasure map, which is also the same colour as skeleton bone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just paint in the teeth there. First of all, I'm going to use the skeleton bone, and let's see if we can get some close-ups to it. And I'm just going to quickly go over the teeth there. Like so. Nice and easy. There's no teeth on the side, that's fine. There's a little bit there. There we go. And just on this side there. Perfect. Okay, wash my brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into that white, and we're going to paint the eyes in there so we can get it. There we go. And there, and one to the side there. Fantastic. Now I'm going back into the skeleton bone colour, and we're going to get these horns done. So we're just going to go along the horns there and just add this to those horns. Just like so. Excellent. So we've got the horns. That's mainly all the core blocking of the colours. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover the whole miniature with an Agrax Earthshade from Games Workshop. And once I've done that, I'll come back and we'll carry on with the miniature. But that's all we need to do so far. Very, very simple. Okay, so what we've done here is the Agrax Earthshade has been added to the whole miniature. Now what I did to the base is I dry brushed the base first with some skeleton bone before I went over the base with the Agrax Earthshade, and as you can see it's brought out all those little stones, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks like a nice old base. Okay, just to really finish off this miniature, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the horns a little bit more. I'm just going to go into the white there, and it's just a very, very light dry brush right on the tips of the horns. There we go, that's all we need, just to lighten them up at the edges there. And what we're going to do is the same with the brown. We're going to add some brown to the dry brush here, and some of that skin we used earlier, that olive skin, and I'm going to mix that there on the part of my little tissue. And what we're going to do is just highlight a little bit of the loincloth by bringing the dry brush up the loincloth there. It's just going to pick out the details. And it's going to leave it dark at the top and then lighter at the bottom of the loincloth. And the same at the front, just a tiny little dry brush there. Perfect. Okay, so I'll wash the brush. All we need to do now is do the eyes. And what we'll do for the eyes is I'm going to use the dark brown that I used, and we're just going to add 2 little dots for the eyes, just like so. Perfect. One of the last things I want to do is highlight the great axe, and we're going to use some blade steel by MSP Paints, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to just edge the tops with the steel. This will give a nice little reflection. Like I say, nothing dramatic, nothing major, just nice basic painting, but looks great on the tabletop. Yeah. Okay, absolutely fantastic. Now for the base, I thought I'd add a couple more skulls and a little bit of grass flocking. So to finish this off, what I'm going to do, I got some of these are from Games Workshop box of skulls. I've already painted them on the sprues. Now for painting these little skulls, again it's just skeleton bone, Agrax Earthshade over the top, and you got yourself some fantastic little skeleton heads there. So I'll add a couple to the base, and of course I'm going to add a little bit of my grass. Now this is my own mix of grass. What we've got here is some autumn grass. It's quite a light grass, and what we've got in there, I've mixed it with some leaves. So you've got a mixture of leaves and grass. I think it makes a nice little mix, and I'll just add that to the base with some PVA glue. So I'll do that and I'll come back and show you the finished miniature. So here we have the finished Minotaur. Absolutely chuffed to bits with this one, and of course it's my first paint back on the YouTube as well, so I wanted to start off with something very simple just to get my confidence back in the painting. So I'm very happy how this turned out, and thank you all so much for tuning in and watching the channel. Like I say, I'm hoping to get 1 to 2 videos done a week now, and we're going to keep that regular. You can find out more about what I'm doing on my Ko-fi channel. and also I'm going to be doing my free miniature giveaway each month on my Ko-fi. Now with the free miniature giveaway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint the miniature I'm going to give away. So what will happen is one of my YouTube videos will be probably from a Reaper miniature, and I'll paint the miniature that I'm going to give away for that month. And of course, to have a chance to win that miniature, it's just all my members on Ko-fi and also my YouTube members. So the YouTube members and my Ko-fi members, you'll all be put into a hat and drawn each month to win the miniature that's painted each month on my YouTube channel. So until next time, see you soon.